Hi guys, here Romy from Musa with something I think could help you if you're feeling really low about something in your life that you need a solution for, that you feel like it's unsustainable. I can't live this way anymore. I can't live with this pain anymore, with this uncertainty anymore, with this financial situation, or with this habit or addiction, whatever it is that you have identified as something that needs a solution. Or it could be something acute, like a moment of desperation when you're questioning your life, your will to live, when you feel deeply confused about something, when you're in pain and physical pain, or it could be something that's related to a relationship that needs to end, a relationship that needs to begin, something that you need to clarify. So what's in common to all of those situations is that there's an ask. You're asking for, primarily, you're asking for relief. Something is creating tension and you want relief from that tension. And you think that if you solve this, you've identified the source of that tension. And if you solve that, then you will default back into your natural state of being, which is one of self-worth, empowerment, sovereignty, self-healing, inner guidance, great intuition, joy, peace. So that's the natural state of being. So this circumstance you're perceiving as a block to that. The quickest way to get to where you want to go is just to go directly to where you want to go and then start practicing the state of being that you want to be in. But sometimes that feels insincere because you have this other thing weighing there, this circumstance that you want to sort out. And so when you feel like there's an emergency in terms of this circumstance that you're like, I really want relief from this. I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling unclear. I'm feeling demotivated, trapped. And that bondage that the circumstance is creating for you can be very painful. It can bring a lot of suffering. And you are in that moment of great contrast, which means you're not experiencing what you want to experience. You want to experience this, which is peace and relief and joy and inspiration for life. And you're experiencing this, which is so that moment of contrast creates an ask. And sometimes the ask is very conscious and you're like, I need a solution for this. But prior to the conscious ask, the subconscious ask already happened. When you are feeling crummy, when you're feeling sick, you're instantly asking for a state of health. When you're feeling unloved, you're instantly asking it. That ask is launched subconsciously. You don't have to meddle with that much. The problem is that people go diving into that situation and start dissecting and describing and blaming the circumstance that is causing them suffering, right? And so I hope this makes sense. And so how do you start receiving answers? And this is the point that I want to drill in today or drive in today, which is the speed at which you will receive answers to something. You will receive answers to everything that you're asking for, and you will receive your ask and your query in life you will receive that. But the delay, the time that takes depends so much on you. It can take a whole lifetime to receive an ask. And it could take only a few hours to receive an ask. And you're like, how can I change that? How can it be more instant? First of all, you have to practice a lot into the state of being of receiving. That's a different video. Let me just try to simplify this for the people who want relief right now. A few things that happen when you're asking for you're having a moment, a dip in your consciousness. You're feeling lonely. You're feeling sad, you're feeling alone, you're feeling in pain, you're feeling isolated, you're feeling uninspired. So in that moment, right, of lower consciousness, you're launching an ask to feel better, to feel connected to others, to feel valued, to feel inspired again, to feel healthy, to feel clear. You already asked for that. We already copied. The order has been placed on Amazon. We're working on the delivery of what you ask. But people block the delivery by spending too much time there and describing How is it that that's somebody's fault? And how is it that it's their fault, or either self-flagellation or blaming or whatever? But it's a state of victimhood. And a lot of people have that running program, and that's why they delay the manifestation in their life. And when I say the speed of manifestation can accelerate greatly just by tuning into a higher state of consciousness. These days, I can receive the answer to things sometimes instantly, sometimes within hours. It's all related to the state of resistance you have around the topic. And sometimes it takes 12 hours, 18 hours for that relief to come. And this is so subtle to explain. Stay with me and see if you can grab onto this. The answer to what you're asking, or the crumbs of the path that you want to follow to achieve the relief or the solution or the higher expression of that lesson, I guess, that you're traveling through, comes little by little. And so if you have the will, you will find the way. The will is there to receive the solution, to be open to the solution. And that happens in silence. That doesn't happen with the mind telling you you're going to find the solution with your mind. You have to resolve it. A lot of the solutions and a lot of the things that you resolve with your mind are limited. They're not as comprehensive. And they might offer you some relief for a little time, but they might not be very sustainable. So when you open yourself up to divine orchestration of your higher self, getting involved into sorting out all the pieces, then the solution might arrive not slower, but just in little subtle pieces. A conversation here, a phrase over there, a book over here, an interaction over there. And all of those, you have to keep on taking note that that's part of the answer. So, oh my goodness, I really love this topic, and it's so abstract. It's really hard for me to explain it, but I hope you're taking it in. It happens always that as soon as you're asking, the solution starts pouring into you. But a lot of people can't receive it because they hold a state of vibration that is so low and so slow that it's not a match to that vibrational future that is faster. The future vibrates at a faster rate. And to match that, you have to be higher in your vibration. If you're in a very low vibration, that's slow waves of lack of worth, confusion, sadness, blame, shame, and then you can't be really a match to the fast-paced future, higher vibrations. One last thing about this. If you are supposedly optimistic and try to keep positive thoughts and talk nicely to yourself, and are doing therapy and journaling and a lot of the things on the list that are supposed to be good for you, but are finding a lot of faults externally in the world, politically, with others, the decisions of others, and blame and shame and indignation, what's happening at the social level. Do not expect answer. Do not expect the universe to make an exception for you, and then you receive great solutions at a speed of light in your life when you are observing the world with a lot of judgment. That's kind of just for you to revise how is it that you're perceiving what's happening out externally, and how that has to do so much with the speed at which you manifest solutions in your life. And so if you have a lot of reasons of what things are wrong that are external and they have nothing to do with you and with your inner power and with your inner strength and with your responsibility to you uncovering your wounds, your shadows, your triggers, your subconscious programming of toxicity towards you and towards the world, then you have a big blind spot, and that blind spot can be delaying a lot of the solutions in your life. So that's why I really think it's very cool to work with professionals around this. And when somebody to help you, to guide you around this. And in the consults that I do with the evolutionary astrology kind of therapy, I'm really, really interested in that, in what's transformed, what vehicles have you chosen to transform in this lifetime, to upgrade. What are things that are your wounds? What are things that are your shadows? What are things that are on your blind spot that can be influencing your life and making things manifest in your life that maybe are undesirable to you, or blocking for you solutions to the things that you're asking or to your problems. And so I think it's really neat to explore this. And I've personally learned so much about that, about me and about others, and how we all have something that can trip us, and it's good to have it in front of you than in the back of you. And so when that is in your blind spot, then it's really easy to get discouraged, because you keep on tripping with that, but you don't see it, and you think you're doing the correct things by being a nice person and thinking nice things and doing the correct things. But then again, something is blocking the speed of you receiving the things that you're asking for. And now, just to summarize this, is the speed at which you will receive the answers to your prayers, to the things that you want, to the solutions and the guidance, has to do with how fast you can tune into your higher self and to the deepest part of your intuition. The solutions do not arrive from mind processing. They are downloaded as revelations that then the mind serves them to you. You think they come from the mind, but they come really from your higher self. And so that you can have access to so fast. And if you're not having access super fast, and you'll be guided to them, and other people will serve you the little crumbs. It's a collaboration with others. You'll do that for others. You'll feel inspired to call somebody. Somebody will feel inspired to call you. Somebody will feel inspired to ask you for something that will, in that conversation, bring you to a conclusion that was an answer to you. You will see something. You will remember something through an interaction, through a movie, through a lecture, through a revelation on your own. And you will that's the subtle part, and that's the part that I want you to be aware of, because a lot of people spend their whole life not seeing that subtlety. Those solutions come very, very subtle, very subtle. They're not instant. There's a little bit of a delay. There's always a delay in this time-space reality. There's a delay in the delivery, but that can be shortened a lot depending on where you're vibrating predominantly. I really hope this makes sense. It's a really complicated topic, or maybe I made it a really complicated topic because I'm thinking about it from a very zoomed out perspective. But yes, I'm excited about how quickly and how exhilarating and how euphoric it is to get answers just so much sooner, and to find relief sooner, and to know for sure that you're being guided to the solution, even if you can't see a concrete manifestation of it. Sometimes when something is financial or physical, you can't really say, oh my God, it's completely healed right now. It's completely resolved. But there is a knowing that you are on the path of a higher state of being of that circumstance. At the end of the day, all these circumstances are to upgrade us, and they're dressed into a problem or into a conflict or whatever, but they're just lessons. And the quicker you can align with what you're learning about that lesson, the quicker you are raising your vibration, and the quicker you can go into the trust lane that every time that you ask, it is always answered. That's what the universe is here for. There's nothing else to do but to answer that. So it's its job. And your guides are there to assist you with that. And they will use everything possible, every single device, every single messenger, communicator, and circumstance to try to awaken you that they're trying to deliver the package. Stop calling like I tell one of my friends, Stop calling the customer service that, where's my package? Where's my package? Because they really are trying to deliver it, but you're calling so much that they can't get through. So anyways, I hope that was helpful for you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.